Hey y'all, hey, Tabitha here. What y'all got going on this AM? We are here today to get our what's going on in the sky message out. I hope y'all are doing well today. Today is the first day of school. I know some of you parents are excited about that, and then there are those of you all who are probably like, oh my God, not already. I absolutely get it. It's like, hey, pick one. But yeah, that's what's going on. So, yeah, I'm an oracle, a channel. I'm an intuitive. I read tarot cards, among other things, you guys. I craft, I blog. Yeah, yeah. All right, so what's going on in the sky today? Let's see here. What does the World Wide Web have? I know we are definitely still in Saturn retrograde, Neptune, and Pluto. And let's just put her focus on. I went to take my can to the trash this AM, just a quick deviation. And I don't know, for me, this beginning of the school year, actually the first day of school for me, even not remembering as a child, it always felt like, okay, yeah, winter is here. It felt that way. The dew was in the grass, it just felt like fall, rather, is really surfacing itself. So I don't know if you guys resonate with that, but yeah, that was just something that just, I don't know, it's a feeling that I guess honestly my spirit woman is kind of ready for, even though I'm still cool with the warmer weather. I haven't really been enduring much of it once I pulled back from it. However, I do like fall as well. My favorite seasons are spring and fall. I don't know why I am speaking about all of that, but maybe there's a reason for the message. So, yeah. So, as today is the um also be mindful we are entering that 8-8 portal. I really try not to touch so much on the same repetitive stuff, which the community is all touching on the same everything at the end of the day anyway, because again, that virus that passes. So no matter how um, the message is going to come out from all of us. Same message, just delivered different ways. Even and it just depends also on which side of the spectrum the reader or the teller or the person who is connecting with the frequencies, which side of the spectrum that person is on. Some of us are, in a higher, very elevated frequency, and so you're going to get a very high positive message. Then you're going to get those who are on the lower end of the spectrum and bout it, rowdy, and you're going to get that lower energy of the spectrum. However, the message is you'll be able to say, yeah, I resonate. This is my masculine side, or this is my feminine side, or yeah, I'm in the middle. But the messages are gonna come out. The point I'm saying is the we no matter how much you try to maybe pull away from trying to get touch on the same thing that everyone else is touching on, the messages are gonna come through, and that's something for you all as viewers can be mindful of as well. If you're listening to a reader, spiritualist or such and thus, pay attention to what's being said. Then you'll know, hey, that person is probably not really the truth of what they're telling, or yeah, okay, that person is spot on, and again, just depends on what type of food you want to intake as well, again, that spectrum. So yeah, I know yesterday my energy, honey, was so tapped into that low vibrational energy. I don't even know what that was about, but it was a hot stinking mess on every on every chord. But I'm so thankful to my ashe at the end of the day, that yeah, I felt it, y'all saw it, but I still managed it. So I'm really working through that, you guys, and I'm putting that energy out there for you all as well, that you all will um start to restrict certain things and habits from yourselves that you may know you don't like how it feels on you, and it's been a challenge for you to clean it up. This is the season to start working on that. So that I keep hearing Chiron, and maybe Chiron has something to do with what I'm speaking on right now. you know those indifferences and stuck energy that keeps you tight and rigid, we're going to release that energy and give thanks to the Most High Guardess to alleviate all of those pains and strictness and that Saturnine energy, or even that Capricornian energy. Capricorn, when we mention it, those of us as well who are in the community, and we use Capricorn as that devil energy, it's in the tarot. It's on the tarot cards for those who are not aware. So not speaking low on the Capricorn, it's the tarot card. That's what it's listed as. That's the energy or the vibration that comes off of that card. So it's Capricorn. So yeah, but it's strict, and Capricorn is strict. You know what I'm saying? Capricorn don't play. Capricorn is like, come on, quit being so immature. It's that, but and it's like, but it will slave you because of that tight rigidity that the Capricorn energy can carry as well. Out of the earth signs, Capricorn is more like a taskmaster. That's really what the Most High is showing me. Capricorn is more like a tyrant, tyrant type of energy. Like, ain't nobody got time for your bull. Like, stop playing with me. So yeah. Um, but let's see, y'all. Let's get to the point of all that rambling. So today, the key astrological influences involve the moon, Saturn, and Chiron, which are shaping our emotions, boundaries, and inner healing. The moon in Aries. Early in the day, the Aries moon brings active, fast moving energy that supports socializing and creative tasks. By the afternoon and evening, it meets with Saturn, helping to ground emotions and encourage sensible boundaries. That's coming from the cut. Saturn retrograde, aligned with the moon tonight in Aries. Saturn brings a sober mood that asks us to handle responsibilities and assess how we are coping with pressure that comes from the vice. Chiron retrograde. Oh, it's in retrograde. Okay, didn't know that. Stationing retrograde in Taurus today, Chiron brings hidden insecurities regarding self worth, comfort, and money to the surface. Like I said, that's why they threw Chiron out there, because it literally is touching on what I was speaking about. Gotcha. That comes from the Daily Press. Other retrogrades, Neptune and Pluto, also continue their retrograde phases, influencing deeper collective and spiritual reflection. So that's what is going on in the sky. Let's channel a bit and see what else, a bit more in detail, the sky guards would like to offer us. Communication, clear advantages, observing. They're really focusing on our observation. They are really like, okay, okay. So y'all hear me? So be mindful of your observation. Focus. Like, and these are lessons. I'm hearing the word tutelage. So these are lessons. You're in training. I'm hearing something about breath work and arrogance too, though. Um, some things. So there will be tower moments in this particular vibration, y'all. So something may get scuffed up, or I'm hearing something like about a scuffed board, but I'm also seeing something being brushed off, like something may get scuffed up. So like a board, like not necessarily the chalkboard, but the board that you use to a marker, and you can wipe it off with that white big spongy square thing. So this is a broad spectrum. I'm hearing killing that thief that's inside of you, that's been robbing you. And this is a new brand. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, so this is a rebranding of the self. So as our souls got bought out in the past, I know that sounds heavy, but it's just the reality, y'all. Um, we're casting out those demons, those doubts, those fears, those things that infiltrated us. They're gonna topple over now, or they may have caused us to topple over. And now in this season, wishes are being granted, and there's a high because some of us may be called out into the earth to the Most High Guardess, um, through protection, or maybe we need to be doing this to bring us back to ourselves. Yes. Can you trust this inheritance? Because you are due this inheritance. So you got bought out. And so your call, the thief came. Now your wishes are being granted. Yeah, you called out. So maybe you've been doing a lot of prayer work, or maybe you should be doing some prayer work, so the gift can be brought to you because they're showing some hands um giving. There's that's the Barbo's gift basket, I believe. Yeah. So that frequency, if it's not still in the air, it was just here. So maybe this is the tail end of it. So that basket gave us something. That's the gift that Barbo's basket gave us. Yeah. So there's something about a corrupt system. The taskmaster cut it off. Mm. It was deeply rooted. Something you couldn't handle. It was a trail. It was a stigma that you couldn't get right. But you're the catalyst, or whatever this is that is coming into the air, the frequency now is the catalyst of bringing you back around to get things back together. Yeah, this would be a beautiful gift I'm hearing. You're crafting it and you're sealing the deal. This is what's coming up right now. It's going to be structured. It's going to be more divinely in order. I'm hearing inept. So maybe you were inept in one season of putting things together. It was cataclysmic. You got caught out there. You couldn't think right. You couldn't put things in order. You were they're showing someone popping pills and drinking and all of that kind of stuff. So maybe you got stuck in a frequency of a dragon type of energy, allowing things to continue to drag on and on and on. So when they're mentioning like you were drunk, I'm hearing Beyonce and Jay-Z, drunk in love. So in that, with that person, when they say, well, this person did drugs, or this person was addicted to alcohol, or whatever, or sexual addiction and all that kind of stuff. Um, a lot of times that's just you allowing things to drag on and on. You may not even be a drinker, a pill popper, a drug, smoke, nothing at all. You just may be a person that got addicted to the crazy, crazy. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Yeah. Got me going crazy, 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 baby. Yeah. Hey. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Rasan and Shanice, honey. Yes. That came up the other day. So yeah, you were loco. You were cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and you just allowed that energy to you were sleeping on yourself, and which allowed other people to sleep on you. So now you're in a frequency where you're recrafting yourself, and that's where this competition is showing up. You're rebranding yourself. I'm hearing somebody call somebody a helpful, honey, and somebody just snatch something out of somebody's hand, and just all kind of foolish. So this is foolish memory. That's what they just said. This is silly energy. This is simple mind energy. This is a regression of going back. This is sloppy family energy. This is stuff from the past that you can bring forward and cause issues. So you have to regulate this part. So and come out of that brain freeze because it will captivate you again if you allow it to. Regression, small mind thinking, small ways of inheriting things, which again is what causes you to regress. You couldn't have jumped timelines 10,000 times ahead of yourself today, and then something happens and will come and cripple you. Just say you have an encounter with someone and they just jack your energy all the way up. And now you've had to go back to the back of the line, like in Martin when the episode the episode with Sherman Hemsley was on there from the Jeffersons. When what was I going to say, Herman? But when Martin was going to get his license renewed, and Sherman Hemsley was up in there cutting up with him, honey, they kept telling him you got to go back to scratch. That's what I'm being seen, shown. Like you got to go back to scratch. Well, where's scratch? Oh, baby. Or you got to go to scratch. Well, where's scratch? Back to the end of the line. That's where they're pointed. So that's the regression. You jumped 10,000 feet ahead. That's okay. There you go. Sherman Hemsley was jacking up Martin's energy. Actually, they were messing with each other's energy. But at the end of the day, Sherman was the man. Why? Because he was the one running things in the building. So Martin was letting him mess up his energetic frequency. So you got to go back to you got to go to scratch, bruh. You know? So yeah. So keep your confidence level high so you won't be rejected, okay? Because it can become cataclysmic and restrictions. Well, this is I'm hearing actually it sounds like they're saying either or. This is a popularity contest or this is not a popularity contest. Again, which side of the spectrum are you on? What is your perception of how you are seeing these things to be for you? This is your frequency. What is your frequency? If you're not a person who gives a damn at the end of the day about how someone is coming at you and you know you can handle it, definitely it's not a popularity contest for you. Like it's just the contrast, and you looking at it like, okay, boo boo, I got your number. Moving forward, okay, what you say now? Can you show me? Just simplify it. That's how I knew I was growing. And it was mainly when I started. So I give thanks. I mean, I can only share my own story when I was working at the hospital system. That was when I got my biggest lessons. That's why Saturn was kicking my butt up in that joint. Like I had to learn how to fully immerse myself in being quiet, letting them people scrub me up, baby. From the bosses, the teammates, the just folk didn't even work in their area, like folk lying on you, just everything. All you can do is just close your mouth if you want to keep your job. And that was the season where I needed my job, but however, I was falling in love with my patients. Like I said, a brother made me realize this is a guy who used to work on my car. And we were having a conversation one day, and when he found out I worked for the hospital system, and he was like, and I was telling him, like, I absolutely adore my patients. Um, he was saying, well, listen to what you saying. He said, I know you getting some lessons up in there, huh? The word patient. Your patients are giving you patience. I had never thought about that. I was like, wow, thanks. So that again was a major lesson for me to learn patience. That's part of the message, y'all. I felt that. That's a part of the message. So whatever you're going through in this season, you have to craft a certain part within yourself of learning how to sit still, be humble, be quiet on areas where you may be showing up as agitated, irritated, anxious, genuine. So, like just work through that. Just work through it. Again, because you will go back through a season of regression. I really feel like they don't really want me to use the cards, but you know. Um, Vesna, awakening and victory. So this is a season of awakening. Number 5, 32, that goes down to 5. That's freedom. All the blue in the card. She's relaxed. I'm looking at her eyes closed. She's relaxed. It looks like she's holding her heart, but more so her chest. And it also looks like there's a baby in there that, you know, I'm hearing this is a resting place. Okay, and I'm also hearing a waiting season for reunion, family time, relationship. But I keep hearing regression and marginalization. Yeah, so again, when I was sharing yesterday that I was led to Philemon in the Bible, um, Philemon is only one page, y'all. So if you want to study that passage, it's only one page. But I wrote, I remember a couple of years back, I think it was back in like 2022 or 23, I saw, because I always date what my thoughts are or what the Most High is giving me when I'm journaling or when something is given to me or whatever. I'll put the date beside it. So if I can recall, I think I saw 2022 or 2023. I saw that I wrote, I'm still waiting, waiting, dot. But then I put in parentheses, waiting, weighting. So with that, whatever Philemon, the message was in Philemon's for me in that, I remember it was a heavy, long energy that I was in. And so that's that taskmaster. Even now, that's what they're showing me. The Most High is showing me it was a taskmaster. So that wait, which was a long period, was becoming very heavy for me. But the baby, to the point, whatever she's birthing, a baby takes 9 months for a baby to be born, a full term baby, a healthy baby, for the most part. It's the gestation season. And so remember a couple of messages back a couple of days ago, even they were mentioning the trimester. So in order for the baby to be birthed and born, and for you to gain that freedom, and through your awakening, and in order to gain the victory, the gestation season is here. I'm taking note as well. Like she's been asleep, sleeping beauty. Okay, so she's been asleep. She's been relaxing. The dark night of the soul, even if it's not a dark night, but I feel like it was, is, could be, can be, was maybe coming up for you. Um, the lights I'm hearing from I be represent. Oh, okay, Luda and Kelly. Yeah. Um, turn the lights on. I'm taking note of the stars. That's what I heard. That's literally what I heard. Turn the lights on. So it with the lights coming on, even though she's in the dark, her ancestors are there. They're saying we're gonna turn the lights on. We're gonna keep the lights on in the background for her. So starlight, star bright. Remember, starlight, star bright was in one of the messages the other day, even in that same area, her womb area. Whichever card that was, I think it was one of the priestess. So the stars are there. It's there for you. That actually is your inheritance. That Veshna, Veshnu. Is that the dual energy to Vesna? I'm gonna have to look that up. But I know Veshnu is a goddess as well, or a character trait. But yeah, and I'm hearing something about inventory. So you're awakening though in this season. I'm hearing something about propagating and propagandas. Um, protection is here. Yeah, I knew too as I was looking at it. I was gonna say her baby looks like Mama Earth. I don't know why I was seeing that, but I'm looking more at it now. It looks even more like Mama Earth. Because I see trees and all of that, and they are abundant. They are fruitful. They have much foliage on all of them, and so whatever that is, there's water underneath them. So that water. So even emotion, I'm feeling. You got me feeling emotion, Mariah. So emotion, and look, it's just water. I'm taking note of it. It's water all up in, yeah, and your body is loaded with water. Or maybe you also should being mindful of your water intake. So, um, whether you're taking in too much or not enough, I'm hearing this is your filtration system in order to gain the abundance of the foliage. That's where I was going with it. So the emotions sometimes, and I know for me, um, I just learned I'd lost my voice back in my storyline of the 15 years. I lost my voice. I got my voice back. However, amidst the losing the voice, I also stopped crying. That's your plug. I'm seeing a plunger. You're stopped up. You're backed up, which is how you get sick. Fix your filtration system. I keep wanting to say infiltration. And so maybe because I want to say infiltration, that means that someone, something, whatever it was that you allowed to come in, and insincere energy I'm hearing, is what caused your filtration system to not flow. So you're allowed in this season to cry. What's the song? What's the Corinne? Is it Corinne? I can't think of her last name. Hawthorne. Yes. It's a gospel song, but she's singing. You're allowed to cry. You can cry. It's okay to cry. That's the song. It's to the beat of one of Tony Braxton's songs. or vice versa. When a Tony Braxton song is to the beat of Corinne's song, but it's the same beat. So, but yeah, Corinne Hawthorne. It's okay to cry. Go check it out. So with that, it's okay to cry. Like you don't have to. And you got me feeling emotion. Like it's okay to be emotional. Stop being afraid to cry. Stop holding in your tears because you can't gestate. You're just holding it in. I'm hearing winter rising again. Hmm. And I'm hearing polarizing. So your pole. Okay. So what I got from that is so like with Christmas season and such and thus, and like I was sharing with you guys with Rudolph, so the red nose and being a part of the chakra system and Santa, all of them are part of the chakra systems and Christmas trees, all that. Christmas is a central part of the chakra system. Um, so with that, I'm mentioning that Santa Claus, the poles in your body, the north and south poles. So now that we are being led to step back into um our a certain node, whatever your node is, that north is a pole as well. So that winter rising is a frequency of where it may be cold. Maxwell again, stone cold. So it's cold. So it's keeping things frozen. That's your north node. So maybe it's time, if I can recall, I think we are supposed to be going back into our south node in this season for these 18 months. I'm believing that's what that is, if I can recall. So, and what is that south node that we're in for the collective is, look it up, y'all. I can't recall. But I believe we, for these 18 months, are supposed to be stepping back into the south node of whatever it is collectively so that we can no longer have to suffer in that North Pole node frequency because it's too cold in that frequency, which is not going to allow things to ferment or gestate or evolve. Cry. That's the point. Cry. If it's frozen, you can't cry. So it's stuck energy. I'm hearing it's a tyrannical energy. So you're getting back brought back up to the forefront through your awakening, which is allowing you to be victorious, which is allowing you to number 5 that joint. You're free. Woohoo! Look at your ancestors though, baby. They're there. It's a lot of them. Honey, they're even in, that's the chakra system. I'm just gonna take it as such though. They're even all up underneath her neck, her hair, like they're all up and through. They're there. Utilize them. Hmm. Okay, they're saying that's the central nervous system. But what is your vision of it though? And also this is your protection. I'm hearing something about Gumby, child. Why is this claymation energy coming up? It came up for me the other day as well. I don't know if that was yesterday or the day before yesterday. But like animation energy is showing up for me. Gumby. I don't know. Again, y'all, I'm old school, more seasoned in this energy in my life. I've been here for a minute. So for those who know who Gumby is, had that slant haircut like the brothers used to wear. Like the brothers used to wear back in the day. That slant. Oh, well, hey, that may be a message right there. That slant. So things have been on a slant. Yeah, things have been on a slant. I'm looking at her thing, looking like on either side, it's like a slant. But you can now go to the hilltop, is what I just heard. The rooftop, the mountaintop. And I remember in one of the messages where they were saying we were on dry mountain. It didn't make sense to me, but I went with it anyway because I knew it was a message and I just didn't think to go back to it. But they're taking us back to it now. So in being on that dry mountain, things were brittle, and being in that slant, like okay, so if you're It was an old black and white movie. I can't no, it wasn't black and white, but it's an old movie. It was a comedy, and um, it was like made back when Ronald Reagan was in office, and so it was like a what's the word? People cynical, a cynical energy of how people perceive life to be, and so you're living in the city, and everything is like you looking at the water, it's jacked up, the air, the pollution in the air, the school systems, just finances, everything is expensive. Like now, that's why I was saying the other day, life feels to me like back when I was a kid, like a teenager. The Reagan era was when I was a teenager. I was like 13, 14. So that movie though, so two families actually moved from the city. They were well-to-do families, but they got sick of the shark. So one of the friends, he got the heck on up out of there, out the gate, the beginning of the movie. I'm out of here. So he left, and then his friend finally followed suit. His family were more cynical. They were the ones who were like, yeah, no, ain't nobody really trying to do this. But they went ahead and did it anyway. Theirs was more of lessons that they participated in the lessons. However, it was still for them like, yeah, even to the end of the movie, basically, it was just, we got our lessons. Now let's get the heck on up out of here. Meanwhile, everybody else was cool with staying in the mountains, continuing to live off the lay of the land, because they knew how to also bring from the city a lifestyle that they preferred up into the mountains with them. So for them, it wasn't on a slant, is the point. But for the cynical family, it was on a slant. So it took a flood to come in and wash everybody's houses out, because everybody had started turning against one another and everything. And so because it was about survival at some point because of the flood. So but the cynical family was the family that everybody wound up having to lean on, because they were outcasts basically. They were like, everybody was looking at them like, since y'all can't keep up, then y'all gonna have to be, we gonna steal y'all food. They were doing all that. So, they had to learn how to rough it. But they wound up being the ones who were needed, because their house was the only one still standing. Why? Because they wound up purchasing a piece of land that was on an incline. Everybody else's house was on the flat land. So everybody had to come to their house, so they got to get their get back, kind of, sort of ish. But at the end of the day, the rain still came and washed everything, even washed their house away. But they were with that, again, that Gumby, that slant, until everything got okay. I see you, Most High. So that's what's going on with us. It is us. Things are being washed away. That's that tower moment. I was wondering too why I was even being led to do all of that with that movie. But yeah, we're now in fresh water, is what I'm hearing. It's fresh water. It's all around her awakening. So hers, this yeah, it's just fresh. It's just fresh. Fresh. Y'all remember that commercial? Think what, you open a can of something, it's like fresh. But yeah, so yeah. So I'm not even gonna pull any more cards. That's our message, because I've gone on 33 minutes. Yeah. So that's our message, y'all. Um, we are awakening. This is our season of new beginnings. There may be marginalization, there may not be marginalization. That slant. But it's okay, because you'll learn to work through them. Like, things are becoming more balanced in this season, even if there is a slant. Even if there is a slant, because again, amidst the pandemic, like, that's just a strong frequency. My messages are centered around that, because of the observation I took amidst that channel that we were in. We were in a channel, a portal of sickness, of doom and gloom, of certain types of provision that weren't warranted for some, and others were, just left out to be in the cold, and just all that. A very sick integrity, lack thereof. So now we've learned to work through that because we have observed what we had to intake, that intel, sick. Now we know what not to do in this upcoming season. So whether it's on a slant or not, it can't grab you. It can't make you sick because you're watching, you're observing, Again, hence these types of platforms. So you can come to these types of platforms and get your clarity. That's the purpose of tellers and readers and such and thus. Because the abundance, as I said, the word tellers, I was taken to the bank. So okay, quickly, okay, Most High, you gonna hold me. So with that, with the tellers as it being taken to the bank, you can either go bankrupt depending on the teller that you are listening to or viewing, or you can be abundant. That would be up to you. That's back to the top of the message. What are you taking in? That was also in my short from this morning that I posted. In that message, it was clear as day. Like it was kind of repetitious of saying, be mindful of your spending. And it touched on everything: your finances, your health, business, just everything. It touched on everything for the most part. So partnerships, yep. I was trying not to say family if I don't, but I do remember hearing it mentioned partnerships. It touched on the whole, everything that I'm touching on now, and that was back to months ago when I originally posted that to my Feminine Alchemy channel. So, yeah, today it still resonates, like, period. So this is about you being mindful of your intake, intel. Stop robbing yourself. Allow your intellect to flow. Listen, what you're being fed. That was even mentioned in that short. Like, what are you taking in? What are you taking in? If you take in sick food, you're gonna end up with the virus. You're gonna end up with the bug, and it's gonna become a bugaboo. I was trying to get ready to go on and sing it real quick, but I can't even remember how to start it out. So much for that. Ha ha. But yeah. All right, y'all. That's the message. I hope you all got something from it. You all have a great day. Um, Enjoy the sun because it is sunny outside. You all comment, share, like, subscribe. Check out the description box. Book sis. Yeah, y'all have a wonderful day. Love you all much. Thanks for committing to the channel.